Here we are. We're all dying in an ice storm right now. My voice is a little messed up, but that's okay. We've got a lot to get over today, a lot to get through. I'm gonna make sure that this shit's actually running. That would be pretty nice. Let me close out of this. Ooh, hello. Good. Make sure I've got everything here, and make sure that I send this to this one guy that likes watching me. Alright, we've got a lot to get to today. We're going to go through a bunch of ICE protest stuff. We're going to go through a bunch of other stuff like circumcisions in Africa, which is probably one of the best topics anybody could talk about. It's actually really interesting stuff. Apparently they got a bunch of people dying, but we'll go over that. Right now, there seems to be a little bit of hecticness in the country. Might be getting a little crazy right now. And we're going to go over all of it. Now, it looks like YouTube's being actually fucking stupid right now. I don't know exactly why. Oh, there we go. Hello. View my channel. Something went wrong. Hello. Okay. Oh, there we go. Jesus Christ. What a tragedy. Alright, anyways, so we got a lot to get to today. We're gonna start off with the ICE protests. It's getting a little crazy out there. It's getting a little crazy. People are getting a little perturbed over some stuff. I mean, let's take a look here. Oops. So this is the starting video. This is the first video I saw coming out of Minneapolis. So I think it's a good place to start. I haven't been up for a while, but this is, you know, you got some ICE officials here. There's a big riot going on, so they're decked out and really cool here. You gotta love how much he chilled out after that one. I mean, he came in a little hot, but he got a little, wow, look at that. Now you can see, he tries to grab this guy's pepper gun. It's pepper. Yeah, it's not going to kill him. Shoots him in the face, or, I mean, it could take an eye out, apparently. That happened. Shoots him in the face. Whoa. Really good stuff. So what's been going on? So there's ICE in every single state, really. There's been a bunch of deportations going on all across the country. You know, you had places like Portland, Oregon. You had places like someplace in California that also had some protests and a little bit of riots, you know, here and there. But you haven't actually seen something as big as what you've seen in Minneapolis. And it's because it's really interesting because Minneapolis is kind of a fucking shithole, right? It's been a hotbed of discussion over the past, like, 2 months, right? You've got the, what's the guy's name? He sounds really dumb, but he's, like, doing, like, actual journalism stuff. Nick Shirley. Yeah, that's it. You've got Nick Shirley. What's up, True God Diaries? You got Nick Shirley, who, sounds actually, like, regarded. You know, he sounds really dumb, and he's not good at articulating stuff, so people are really flexing on him. But he did go through and do a bunch of videos about these daycares that apparently had no children, and then one of them, somebody stole all the records of the kids immediately once they got, you know, on that video. It was really interesting stuff. But right now, after that happened, Trump had sent in ICE to start deportations in Minneapolis, saying that, oh, hey, there was this big scam, there was billions of dollars stolen, we might want to, like, crack down on immigration in that area. And so he sent people, you know, he sent his ICE people over, and it's not been going too well. So you have basically the BLM riots part 2 and the Gestapo, which we'll get into. You've got the Gestapo is back, and it's not as cool. It's not as cool, and it's not ICE. We'll get into it. Here is the Gestapo here.
Yeah, it's a white Chevy truck, pickup truck. Thank you. If you can get documentation, video, or photos of that plate on that car, we can document. Thank you.
All right, yep, getting that for you.
Update on the corner of 32nd and...
sticker.
Update on the corner of 32nd and 15th. This Kia, Massachusetts. Folks are whistling at this. It looks like this is a confirmed ICE vehicle. The men inside are appear to be ICE, according to the people who are up there. The window, they have gators. The person that just asked for a plate.
So this is, for the context, that is that guy's vehicle, by the way. I think that's the video taker's vehicle. So they're using these I guess it's called signal chats. The same thing that Hegseth got his shit leaked, which they're not having a good year. I'd stop using signal chat at this point, honestly, but somebody got into the signal chat and they're doing this like weird like Gestapo trying to like brand vehicles as ICE, and we're gonna see they get it wrong a lot. Like they really fuck it up. But we got some more stuff here. Lady gets pulled from her vehicle. She's screaming.
Stand back. We don't need Hennepin County people. We don't need Hennepin County being evil. There's enough evil in this world.
I don't know why I can't pause it. Weird. So anyways, you can hear her. She's shouting out, "You don't need that many people on her. You don't need that many people on her." And, you know, you're going to notice a trend in videos. If you ever see ICE videos, there's always somebody yelling, complaining about how many cops are, like, arresting a person. What the fuck does that matter? Like, no, actually, two's good. Two's good. I'm very upset about that. Two's good. Two's good. Two would be good. If it's 3, I get very upset. And then she starts screaming about...
We don't need Hennepin County being... We don't need Hennepin County being evil. There's enough evil in this world. Stop. Where's your conscience? How can you live with yourself?
Probably with a $200,000 salary.
We have cars over here.
All the way around.
They just forget these are humans.
I just want one video. This is my ask. I want one video of somebody getting arrested by ICE without some hag screaming in the background. I don't know why this is such a rare find. It's like a shiny poke. I haven't located one yet. Every video that there is of ICE doing an arrest, there's always some like middle-aged hag screaming about some nonsense every single time. If that was me getting arrested, I'd probably tell them to shut the fuck up. Let me get arrested in peace.
Yeah, we gotta stop the evil in this world, man.
You gotta stop the evil in this world, man. You gotta stop it. It's the evil.
Don't be part of the evil.
Don't be part of the evil. Look at this guy. He's so unperturbed by this. This guy's thinking about what's for dinner tonight. He's like, oh, God, what is... You know, maybe he's got somebody at home making it from home. My God, I hope she does the beef stroganoff.
This is a waste of our resources.
Yeah, this is a waste of our tax dollars.
You guys are so wasteful.
Is this literally a waste of our resources? A waste of my tax dollars? Literally a waste. Even though it was voted for, even though people actually wanted this, what a waste. Whoa. And then this is somebody who, okay, so you're gonna notice a trend where they'll assume random people are ICE, and then they'll be totally wrong about that. And civilians don't have the same restrictions put on them as ICE does. You know, ICE, you have to have a reason to use force. Well, I know. Okay, there was 2 incidents. One of them was kind of iffy. The other one also kind of iffy. But, you know, generally speaking, if you're getting arrested by an ICE officer, you're probably going to be fine. But this person is not an ICE officer. They're not. And this random person decides to try and stop their car, thinking that they are. He starts punching the car. First of all, that was a punch to like the metal or the door. That's gotta hurt like a bitch.
Fuck you up, bro.
Ooh.
Come on, motherfucker. Get the fuck out of here. Touch my fucking truck, bitch.
I think that rib's gonna hurt the most, honestly. I think that, see, getting hit in the face, yeah, you'll get over it in like an hour. You might be dazed for a day, but like, getting hit in the rib, that's gonna be a month of a reminder that you were doing some stupid shit.
Fuck out of the fucking road next time, you dumb fuck.
It's the Gestapo, and like I said, it's a lot less cool. It's a lot less cool.
Yeah, look at them. Look at them. The ice is here, guys. Be careful. Be careful. They're over here.
It's not illegal to record.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah. Why are you taking my information down?
Because we have a nice little database.
Oh, good.
And now you're considered a domestic terrorist. So
We're videotaping you? Are you crazy?
Okay, I saw this one, and of course, you know, people are upset about this one. Oh my god, I can't believe that, you know, this ICE guy would say that. It's rage bait. There's no data. It's rage bait. They're not going to be actually branded a domestic terrorist, but it's going to scare the fuck out of them. They should do that more, probably. Just be like, yeah, you're a domestic terrorist now. What? I'm going home. Fuck. So this is another mistaken identity. This is some random guy. There's apparently this guy, Nick Sordor. He does a bunch of like on-the-ground reporting. He's a right-wing figure, apparently. And they thought that this guy was Nick Sordor. Now, apparently he's wearing a mask, so I don't know why they would have guessed that in the first place, but I guess it's because he has maybe a camera.
Oh, we got Nick back over here, huh?
I'm not Nick.
What happened last time, though? Remember when you went and hid in your car? Oh, no! Oh, hey, come on, come talk to me, man. Come on,
After me, they think I'm Nick.
Time. Oh, no, it's... Oh, dude, come on, we just want to talk. Aren't you here to report? I got a story for you. Yeah, come on, come here. I'll show you this. I'll show you the story. Come here. I just want to talk, man. You need to tell me your name, bro. Are you gonna write up another article about how scary the crowd is because they said your name and walked after you?
They're gonna follow us.
Yeah, what's your name, bro? Just tell us your name, dude.
Stalking this guy.
Hey, guys, let him go. Let him go. Don't let him make up a story about it. I mean, he's going to anyway, but you know.
So they keep following him. Apparently they start throwing like ice at him, which is, you know, funny as well.
Okay.
Very upset people, very mad, very unhappy people. This just keeps going on. Now this is Nick Sordor, and they surround his car, try to smash his windows.
Cute.
Get out of the way! Get out of the way!
Why jump on the car? I hope that hurt, honestly. They try to block him in. Goes off road. They smashed his windows. Did they... Who Who spray painted his car? That's crazy. Who's walking around with a spray paint pan ready to fucking tag cars like that? Bitch. Oh man, the Gestapo is back and they suck. They're trash. So this is another guy getting followed. Now this doesn't have sound, but these cars continue to follow him. He starts taking, you know, nothing but right turns. They keep following him. And then nothing but right turns. If you're, okay, now, survival tip. If you ever think somebody's following you, start making right turns. Literally just go around a block. You know, they follow you one right turn. Okay, they're going the same way. 2 right turns. Okay, that's weird that they would go this way. But who am I to say? Who am I to say? Maybe they're going the same way. I don't know. 3 right turns, you're being followed. If they can see, you're being followed at that point. You're being stalked. 4 right turns, yeah, you need to start making an escape plan. Get to safety. So good on this person for doing that. I think that's the last one. Oh yeah, we'll get to that. So they've turned to harassing random people, and there were some other videos that I couldn't find. Like there's one video of like some white guys that they just branded as ICE, and they're like, you need to leave, you're ICE. And they're like, we're not ICE. And they're like, yeah, well, you need to leave because you've been confirmed ICE. So they have like this database going where they like try and LARP as like detectives and figure out who ICE people are, and they suck at it. And they're just stopping random civilians, people who are trying to go about their day, or people who are just trying to record what's going on because it's interesting to watch. And the big question coming out of Minneapolis is, why exactly is it happening like it is there? Because it wasn't the same in California. It wasn't the same in Portland. I mean, it was for like a couple days, but the shootings, you know, the people directly getting involved in altercations with ICE officers, people getting shot with pellet guns point blank range because they're trying to do some fuck shit. Why is it all coming out of Minneapolis? And what you got to think about is, well, okay, so ICE is in all of these locations. They're in Tennessee. They're in like the East Coast. They're in the West Coast. But the only time that you get like these big stories is out of Minneapolis. And so the common denominator is, ICE is the common denominator, but the outcome's different. So what it would appear to me is that Minneapolis is just like explicitly a shithole, which is why we need to build a wall around it. We need to, what's the reverse of annexing a place? Can we just give it over to some other country? Like, just call up Russia, hey, guys, we can't give you Donbass, but we have an alternative in mind. We're going to give you Minneapolis. They probably wouldn't take it, honestly, because it's such a fucking shithole, but we could probably pass it off on Mexico or something. We could pawn it off on them. Now, ICE also in Minneapolis decided to go into a church. This was a church that was in service, so the guy, the preacher of this church, was suspected to be somebody who worked for ICE in some administrative capacity. It's still not confirmed whether or not it's the same guy. They do share the same name, but it's unclear whether or not it's the same guy. But obviously you don't actually need evidence to do stupid shit, so these guys went ahead and took the church
Today
over.
we had the honor to protest with Nikema Armstrong and the Racial Justice Network. Just like Jesus did, we went into that church and we flipped tables peacefully.
I don't think that's what Jesus did, by the way. Look, I'm not, you know, part of the ilk, but I do know the New Testament very well, and Jesus went and overturned money lender tables that were operating in the Second Temple. Kind of a different thing than running into a random church in Minnesota and flipping normal tables. It's not the tables. The tables aren't the problem. Like, it's not, oh, Jesus hates tables. It's he hates commerce in usury, in the temple, right? It's not this, oh, I mean, this guy's obviously not Christian, by the way. So, like, oh, obviously he doesn't fucking know. He doesn't know what's going on. I'm guessing this is when the sermon's still going on. They see these guys shuffle in. People start getting uncomfortable. Standing up.
Renee Good!
They're screaming Renee Good. Renee Good is the lady who drove her car, trying to escape, she was trying to escape some officers. She drove her car, and a cop happened to be in front of the car, and he shot her. And then it was later reported he had some internal bleeding. He did actually get hit by the car, and 7 months prior he was dragged by a car. So, kind of a shitty situation, very tragic. Everybody feels bad for Renee Good. I think it's kind of over the top to call her, the people from the administration are, oh, she's a domestic terrorist. Well, I don't think that's true. I think she's just an idiot who was brainwashed into thinking that ICE is just some evil entity and she has to block roads to save people or something. And then she got shot for the trouble. This is my favorite part, by the way. They're bringing back the hands up, don't shoot thing, which comes from some old case of, I think it was some dude that, like, battered a cop. He strong arm robbed a store, tried to, like, attack a cop, got shot. And somebody just, like, made up the story, like, oh, yeah, he said, hands up, don't shoot, hands up, don't shoot. And he got shot, just executed, which didn't happen, confirmed didn't happen. And it definitely didn't happen in this situation. I mean, we have video footage of this one, so, like, we're just making shit up. We're just bringing back old tropes.
Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where are your people? Why are you not at Whipple every day fighting for the humanity?
He's he looks middle-aged, but he looks very, like, good. He looks good for his age, whatever, right? I think he's like 50 or something, maybe 45.
Standing for our people.
Really retaining that youth.
Where are you? You drink your coffee, you got your jewelry, you have your nice clothes, but what do you do? What do you do to stand for your Somali and Latino communities? I'm not going to comment. You have no comment, exactly.
How can you be drinking your coffee? What do you have to say about the Somalians? What a bizarre question.
Renee Good! Renee Good!
We have a duty to win! We must love and support one another!
So anyways, Don Lemon was there. Don Lemon was there. I think I could find a clip of him. I didn't have one pulled up. Yeah, so he showed up to the church.
What do you think of this? I mean, this is unacceptable. It's shameful. It's shameful to interrupt a public gathering of Christians in worship. So,
but there were folks who will say,
I have to take care of my flock.
Okay, but listen, we live in there's a constitution and a First Amendment to freedom of speech and freedom to assemble and protest.
Yeah. We're here to worship. We're here to worship Jesus because that's the hope of these cities. That's the hope of the world is Jesus Christ.
I want to be very respectful. Please don't push me, though.
We're here to worship Jesus.
Yes.
That's why we're here.
Yes.
Okay, that's why we're here. Okay. That's what we're about.
Don't you think Jesus would be understanding
we're about
and love these folks?
We're about spreading the love of Jesus.
But did you try to talk to them as a Christian?
No one is willing to talk.
Okay.
I have to take care of my church and my family, so I have.
Did you try to talk to them? Did you try to talk to the people that broke into your church? Did you try to talk to these people? I mean, like, why don't you have a conversation with these screaming people that just broke into your church? Why don't you have a conversation with these people? I mean, frankly, it's disheartening to see that a random guy who's preaching a sermon wouldn't have a conversation with the people that broke into the church and started screaming in his face. Really shows you that debate is dead in America. Really shows you. I mean, he should have debated them with facts and logic. He probably should have pulled up the Charlie Kirk tent and just, you know, had a back and forth with these people and try and hash out those problems. What a dumbass.
Asked that you actually would also leave this building.
You don't want us to chronicle what happened?
Unless you're here to worship.
I'm always worship. I'm a Christian.
We're here to worship. Yeah. We're here to worship. Okay.
I always worship. I'm a Christian. Okay, well, do it somewhere else.
Thank you very much. I appreciate
it. He was, you know, he was, oh my God, I hate this. This lady right here. Oh, she's so fucking cringe, dude. There was a little point where he's like, they're gearing up for it, and he's like, oh yeah, we're going to a place, and we're gonna do a protest, and oh yeah,
in there, you know, that this is they shouldn't be there, and you know, they shouldn't be uncomfortable. Fair. And this is our house and whatever. That's what protesting is about, is to make people uncomfortable. You may not like it, but I mean, if they went into a church, you know, any church, you heard what some of the folks said.
Yeah, it's to make people uncomfortable. Yeah, you just got to break in, you know. So if somebody broke into you know, if a group of people broke into his house and started protesting him for doing this protest, he would sit there and he'd be like, oh, yeah, well, you know, it's all about being uncomfortable at 3 a.m. in my own home. It's all about being uncomfortable. You know, that's what protest is. It's about making people uncomfortable. Oh, God, I gotta respect that. Frankly, I gotta respect it. There's just no way around it. He's being a fucking idiot. Anyways, the Trump administration is trying to charge him because, as it would turn out, that is like super illegal, by the way. Super illegal. You're not allowed to do that. You can't just go into a church and protest. So there's this thing called the FACE Act. The FACE Act is kind of an old bill. I think it was mid-1900s or whatever. I'm not sure exactly when it was brought into legislation, but it was basically a bill to stop people from protesting abortion clinics. So there's restrictions on protesting abortion clinics. You can be arrested for protesting abortion clinics in specific ways, and Democrats, or I don't remember who was passing it at the time. I think it was Democrats, but Democrats essentially said, hey, look, we want to do this. Now, obviously, Christians aren't going to be on board with that, so we have to give, like, we got to do a give and take, right? We got to give a little, get a little. And so what they did is they made the bill also applicable to churches. So they said, hey, if you'll pass this bill for us, we'll give you church protection, so people won't be able to come and protest you in your church. And the Trump administration now is trying to charge Don Lemon with the FACE Act. They've brought charges against a couple people, notably the guy in the first video who was like, fuck ICE. Yeah, this guy. So this guy got arrested. And I think AG Pam Bondi actually posted it. Oh, yeah.
I went into a church with Nakima Armstrong and I protested these white supremacists. The pastor of the church is a fucking ICE leader in the city.
As you can see, all these pretend Christians, all these comfortable white people who are living lavish, comfortable lives while children are dragged into concentration camps.
So, you know, Pam Bondi, you want to come and arrest me? You want to come and give me charges? So be it.
Yesterday.
She did. She did do that. I wish I could have seen I don't know this guy's name. Otherwise, I would have found the video of him getting arrested, or the picture. He got arrested. But the judge rejected bringing charges against Don Lemon. Because Don Lemon is saying that since he's a journalist, he can't be arrested for participating in this thing that he obviously had prior knowledge of, and obviously went into knowing that they probably shouldn't be doing that. And he's kind of hiding under the cover of being a journalist, to which I would suggest that every January 6th next time just needs to put on a journalist vest. Who are you going to arrest? Or they're all journalists. Sorry. Oh, you're committing treason. Oh, sorry, I got a journalist vest. Sorry. Frankly, you know, wish I could do more about it. I just got a journalist vest though, so like, sorry man, I can just trespass and shit. Just journalist vest, trespass. That's how it works. You just trespass with a journalist vest. So pick one up. Yeah, Amazon, $20. So anyways, I did like this. This is just a funny little clip before we move on to the next topics.
Nice to see you again. I was one of your things.
He's waving. Hey guys.
I'm in a nice warm car. How about you?
God, they really picked a bad season. Really picked a bad season to start protesting and shit. It's like, let's see. What is it in Minneapolis right now? Temperature in Minneapolis right now. Try to tell me what fucking time it was. Yeah, it's 12 degrees. Getting down to negative 14 degrees. So at night when they're protesting, it's like in the negatives. I would have picked the warmer. So I would have held off. If I wanted to do a bunch of ice protests in Minneapolis, I would have been like, okay guys, as soon as it warms up, we're gonna be really upset about this. As soon as it hits like 50, you're gonna hear a lot from me. Before that, probably not. I'm gonna stay inside. So anyways, we got some 41 young men die in South Africa from circumcision procedures during initiation ceremonies. I saw this article and I was like, what the fuck are they doing? Like, are they doing it with a rusty old machete? Well, no. As it turns out, what they're doing is that it's... Okay, so it's illegal. It's illegal. You're not allowed to do it. It's like... it's... or there's legal ones and there's illegal ones. These come out of the illegal ones. So you're not allowed to do these ceremonies for the most part, but there's a bunch of organizations that just do them anyways because it's like a cultural thing. It's like a rite of passage for young men is when they turn a certain age. They, they take them out to the Great Plains or I don't know, whatever the fuck region they're in. Whatever you would call what they're in, plains or something. Anyways, they take them out to the wilderness and they're like, all right guys, whip them out. We're gonna have to take a little off the top there. They cut them off. And then apparently they're so bad at it, like you would think that, okay, South Africa needs some Jews is what I'm getting at here. Look, obviously these are the amateurs. We need some professionals. We need some moles to come in here and show these guys how it's done because they're not doing it very well. Apparently there's instances of butchering where they just like cut off the entire fucking tip, which what are you doing? It's not that, it can't be that hard. I don't imagine it would be that hard. That it's flabby skin. You just pull it, cut it. Like I don't know what steps they're taking, but then they make it worse, so you have to stay in the wilderness for a while. And they're persuading these like young men to not drink water to make it heal better. They say, "Oh, well, you know, it's gonna hurt. Rub some dirt in it and drink some, and don't drink any water for 3 days. You'll be fine." Yeah, so there's registered initiation schools and there's unregistered initiation schools. The registered ones are pretty expensive. The unregistered ones, they just kind of do it. Ooh. It looks like there's negligence in terms of meeting health standards in some of the initiation schools. If you take your child to initiation school, you never make a follow-up, you do not monitor, you do not go there to see whether the child drinks water, you're placing your child at risk. Eastern Cape Province has been identified as a hotspot for the death of initiates, totaling 21 so far. Halabisa said 41 people have been arrested in relation to illegal initiation schools, including parents who had supplied wrong ages for their children to be submitted. Only children who are 16 years or above may be admitted to initiation school with parental consent, which is my understanding that they typically do this. Because I actually watched a documentary about this in school, which was kind of a weird choice on my teacher's part. But apparently it's like when they hit puberty, they're taken out, and, you know, gotta take a little off the top there. And so where the law says that they have to be at least 16, that's a little problematic for the whole cultural thing. So they try and skirt the system and get them in a little younger. Moving on to Iran. Tehran, Iran, as iDubbbz would tell you, it's a great place. iDubbbz, very big fan of Iran. Can I actually find that clip? Anissa on Iran. Okay. Let me put... Anissa's not known enough. I gotta put iDubbbz too. Okay, let me see if I can search his tweets. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yeah, we're getting into it. We're getting closer. Oh, come on. Did I spell her name wrong? Okay, I guess I'm not going to find it. I'm going to try one more time. Anissa dancing in Iran. This is going to show me a bunch of women actually dancing in Iran during protests. Okay. It's the same girl too, all the way down. Alright, I'll watch it. Illegal, by the way, not allowed to do that. There was a famous clip of Anissa and iDubbbz making fun of somebody who was detailing their accounts of living in Iran. Anyways, Iran protest death toll could top 30,000. Obviously, there's some protests going on in Iran. Their currency plummeted, fell the fuck off. So with that, and with in mind that it's a very authoritarian regime that is you know, really oppressive to their people. A bunch of people took to the streets, and, you know, obviously the Ayatollah did not like that very much, and he's had them gunned down in the streets, like live ammo just being shot in the streets. There's been some reports of them going into hospitals to find people who were shot and shooting them again, which is okay. I'm not gonna make any jokes about that, but they're really just, you know, finishing it off. They're going in, they're cleaning up. It's, you know, it's something out of like a mafia movie. Like, it's something out of a mafia movie. Like, you shoot a guy, you go into the hospital. Like, you ever see that scene from The Godfather where like the guy gets shot and then they try to break into the hospital, kill him, but like, you know, Don Corleone or whoever the young guy is, moves the Godfather out of the room, saves his life. They're doing some of that, and you'll notice that there's not a lot of people on the left who are really happy about the protests in Iran. Now, you did see later on a bunch of Democrats come out at the exact same time after they finished that meeting and decided, okay, I guess we could support this. They did come out and say, oh, we stand with the people of Iran, and then a bunch of leftists got mad at them. And a lot of people were like, well, that's curious. Why exactly would the left be mad about an oppressive government trying to be taken down? And I think the answer is pretty simple, and that it's a brown government. It's brown people. So like, you know, they don't care protesting Israel because, you know, Netanyahu, white guy. Okay. England, white people. You know, well, maybe not anymore, but America, well, white guys. White guys. It's all about the oppressor and oppressed theology. It's a religion, basically. Where they see themselves as unable to comment on anything to do with brown people unless it's advocating for brown people. So when they see something like the Iranian regime and a bunch of protests happening, people trying to escape the grasp of the regime and save themselves from the oppressive governments, they don't feel comfortable talking about it because they're, you know, leftists are typically white people. Or if they're not, then they just don't believe that they should be commenting on the affairs of, you know, people of color around the globe. Even though it's people of color trying to rise up against them. And so it's generally silent. And a lot of people are weirded out by that because, you know, this is the pro-Palestine things. Big protests. And then as soon as Iran's involved, they're like, oh, I'm busy. Couldn't protest. Busy. And then they got unbusy with the ICE stuff. You know, it's conflicting schedules. It's bad scheduling, frankly. So anyways, yeah, they're having a lot of issues over there. I think the internet's still out. I think they have greenlit outgoing calls, but it's generally assumed that the government's listening to outgoing calls, so you got to be careful as to what you're actually saying on those calls. A lot of people really struggling, and it's getting closer and closer to people thinking like, oh, this is going to be the end of the Ayatollah. I don't know that that's true. They've had protests in the past, probably nothing as big as this. But I just don't see it as likely. But we'll see. We'll see. I'd say we're going to get an answer in like the next year. I think that if the people are this perturbed and now impoverished, I mean, they were already impoverished, but like now they're more impoverished because their currency fell off the face of the earth. I think it's going to be, you know, it might be more likely. It might be more likely than normal. So we'll see how that happens. But now, I do want to get to this article. This was the funniest fucking article that I've ever read in my life. I saw this literally like I saw this a while back. Now, I'm going to read this to you. Because, I mean, let me view, let me spectate, make sure everything looks cool. Yeah, I'll just read it. So, this article is entitled 10 Divorced Men on the Moments They Knew Their Marriage Was Over. We're gonna detail 10 men who gave up. So, number one is my favorite out of the bunch. We're gonna start strong. It says, when my son mentioned mommy's new friend. I should have known it was over when she said at dinner that she didn't know whether she loved me anymore. I should have known it after 18 months of sleeping in separate bedrooms. I should have known it when she stopped demonstrating any positive or negative emotions toward me. I should have known it after spending a holiday weekend with our young son on a road trip that she declined to take with us. I should have known it after I saw her missing the wedding ring upon returning home from that trip. I should have known it when she moved out the next day, driving away with our little boy in the back seat, but I didn't. Still, I hoped. And then 2 weeks later, my son innocently mentioned a dog and some little girls he had been playing with. They belonged to Mommy's new friend. Did you sleep over at Mommy's new friend's house? Yes, he said. I never knew a one-word answer from a child could be so lethal and life-changing. I thought I might die. Right then, that's when I knew. And that's from Matthew. Yeah, okay, it was over when she said, I don't know if you love me anymore, and then you just, like, it doesn't detail that he did anything about it. Like, it doesn't detail, like, oh, well, I tried, you know, it's just like, well, she said this. Like, it's detailing these, like, this line of things that happened. So, I'm gonna assume probably not a lot of effort went into fixing that. He just went around hoping all day. Number two, when she said, I hate you, and meant it. Like the end of most marriages, mine included a lot of dominoes tipping into the next, but there always seems to be that first domino that starts the process. My ex-wife made arguing an Olympic sport. During one fight over something that I can't even recall, she looked at me red-faced and yelled, I hate you. And I knew she meant it. There is no coming back from that four-letter word. Yeah, there is. First of all, you shouldn't fight. You shouldn't fight with your wife or your significant other. This is such a meme. I don't believe this. I don't think this is normal. It's like everybody's like, you fight with your significant other. And it's like, you're gonna be divorced in 5 years. Tops. I've been in a lot of long-term relationships, you know. And I've never gotten in a fight once. Now, obviously, those ended, but those ended for other reasons that I'm not going to detail. No fights, though. That wasn't the reason why it ended. Why are you fighting with your wife? Now, arguments? Okay, I could say arguments, you guys disagree about something, you start arguing about it a little bit. But, like, fights? Like, verbal disputes to that level that you would even call it a fight? No, absolutely not normal. Number 3, when I realized sleeping in the guest room was better than sleeping next to my wife. One typical winter, I came down with some horrible sickness and quarantined myself in the guest bedroom to avoid spreading my plague to my wife. After I recovered, I realized I preferred staying in the guest room, and I am still a strong believer in the fact that most people sleep better alone. But it does create a literal separation between the couple. Then I started noticing other differences and changes in us as individuals and in our marriage. But if I had to pinpoint one moment, it's the moment I quarantined our marriage. We both survived and are thriving, however, our marriage stayed quarantined and didn't make it out. Yeah, so not a good idea, by the way. barring some like actual legitimate reason to continue quarantining and like continue to like not sleep in the same bed, it's not a good idea. Not a good idea to sleep in separate beds. You should throw yourself into intimacy at all moments. I mean, it's okay to have private time alone. Obviously, it's okay to have like different hobbies, but like at nighttime, like you gotta be together, right? You gotta work out your differences and go to sleep. Number 4, when her dream house was more like a nightmare to me. Oh, and for the last guy, you know, sleeping in the same bed, or it was not as good as sleeping alone. Suck it the fuck up, Buttercup. We're going to do that again in this next one. When her dream house was more like a nightmare to me. After we sold our first home, we were looking for new houses. I had a couple that I really liked, but she was stuck on this one house and kept coming back to it. I hated that house. It was hideous inside, untouched since 1978, parentheses, ugh, that wallpaper. Not in the town I wanted to live in. Okay, so first of all, outside of... This guy likes guys. Ugh, that wallpaper? What the fuck are you talking about? It's a wallpaper. Ugh, ugh, that wallpaper. Yeah, I can't... I see some issues. I've never met a man who actually cares about wallpaper like that. Men are designed to like live in slums. Men are designed to live in slums. We live in slums, and then like that's it. When we walked in the front door for a showing, I watched her face light up like I hadn't seen in years. She walked around wide-eyed from room to room, and in the face of all the horrible decor with issues with disrepair, she told me it felt like her forever home. I put aside my wants, and we made an offer of the same. Yeah, see, that's what you should have done. That's what you should have done. The entire time. Now, I had always been a subscriber to the happy wife, happy life mantra, but this was different. In some sad and serene part of me, I knew I wasn't going to be in that house forever, but I wanted her to have it. For her, it was that moments that I knew that I still loved her, but that it was done. It's a house. It's not that deep. I spent the next year remodeling that house on nights and weekends, and roughly about when it was done, we split. She still has the house, and I'm happy for that. You wouldn't catch me like this. You wouldn't catch me like this. If you realized it was over, you shouldn't have bought the fucking house. Like, I realized it was over in that moment. Okay, divorce her now. Save yourself $400,000. And then repairs. So save yourself another $60,000. Like, that's cuckold behavior. When I refused to deal with my own underlying anxieties about commitment. That's a skill diff. You don't even need to read that one. When my wife's divorced friends convinced her we were doomed. This was also my favorite. Yeah, so here's a word of advice. If you're a married man, or if you're a married woman, don't hang around divorced men and women. Don't do it. Because what does every person do in friendships is they project themselves onto other people. You know, people are wounded animals, and they want to fix their wounds, and they try to fix their wounds in you, which you may not have those wounds. So divorced men and women want to get you out of the relationship as fast as possible, because they might gaslight themselves into thinking, oh, well, your relationship's as fucked up as my relationship was. You simply shouldn't do it. You shouldn't even have those friends. You shouldn't hang around them. If one of your friends gets divorced, sayonara. Good luck to you. You're living a completely different life now, one that I can't be part of. Because you have to self-preservate. You have to have some level of self-preservation where you say, okay, it's probably not a good idea for me to hang around right now. Let's see. When my wife's divorce. Okay, so that's the same one. When I didn't care enough to try anymore. While it didn't feel altogether different at that time, the weeks leading up to my divorce were more strained and frustrating in times than in times we had fought before. As I look back on it now, however, I realized that even I had given up. I was no longer trying. What had once been a challenge for us to overcome together became a battle for us to fight independent of one another. That realization hit me pretty hard that night as I lay there in bed just a few hours before she asked to take a break, which means break up. There is no break. There's no, let's take a little break, 3 months, get back together. By the time she revealed she wanted a divorce just a day and a half later, well, there you go, I had already recognized that this was it. We were done. I was done. It hurts, but I didn't care anymore. Coward. Frankly, cowardly. That's some coward shit. You just give up. Just, oh man, wow, not worth it. Not worth it. Just gotta give up on that one. Some pussy shit. It's some pushy shit. It's tragic to see. I mean, I think a lot of people fall into that where they just give up. I think people generally need to recognize good years, bad years. You're gonna have good years, and you're gonna have bad years. You're gonna have both. You're gonna have the bad years. The only thing that you got to do during the bad years is last long enough to get back to the good years. That could be 2 years, could be 3 years, could be 4 years, but eventually you're going to get back to the good years. Typically, if you just don't get divorced in the moments, then typically you last longer. You actually typically last the entirety of the marriage. You typically last the entirety of the rest of your life together. But for some people, that's just too hard, and they give up. Now with that, we are going to go to Reddit. We're going to go to Reddit. We're going to Reddit. We're going to r/relationship advice. This is the funniest shit to look around at. Now, I'm going to take a brief break while I take some medication. We're going to get back to it, but I'm going to go ahead and click one of these posts. And we can look at that together in a minute. I have returned. I'm back. All right. So anyways, get my cam back on. So let's see what this one says. I, 24F, with Seoli, needy BF, 27 male. I, 24F, have a new boyfriend, 27M, who doesn't live in the same country as me for now. He's serious about me, and I am about him, intending marriage in some years if things work out after we share more time together. We both wait for marriage to have, you know. It's not weird for us, pretty usual and normal, which doesn't stop us from expressing our desire for each other or dirty text sometimes. Here's why I'm posting this Reddit. Even though I do have a high libido, his seems to be very, very high. He said he, you know, many times a day, every day. If I talk to him and say something a little teasy, he gets immediately, you know, and has to, you know. I told him I was afraid he'd be too needy once we will eventually have a blank life. But also I don't know if I would enjoy it or not, to be fair. I know I wouldn't want somebody totally cold, but also I would like to be capable to actually finish a movie if we start it and do non-blank things together, without the mood leading to blank each time. He expressed that he'd always respect my desires and my consent, but he didn't hide that he's a needy one. Question: men be usually are like that. I should be worried, or it's only because I am blank that it seems weird for me. Men are always like that. Men are always like that. Point blank. First of all, really weird behavior. Sounds like a porn addict. Second of all, definitely every single guy. We have a comment here. Let's see. You don't need to worry just because he's needy. It's normal for some men to have higher libidos than their partners. Many relationships work fine when one partner has a higher blank drive, as long as there's mutual respect, consent, and communication, which you already have. Okay, yeah, whatever. That one's not that interesting. Not that much of a banger. Here's a good one. I-22F. Can't tell if my boyfriend's love is fading. 24M. My boyfriend and I have been dating roughly 9 months, and things have been really difficult recently. Basically, I caught him in a minor lie, but it made me question a lot of things about our relationship. Oh my god. I really love him, but I don't feel like he loves me as much as he used to. I used to feel so special. He really had a huge crush on me. Of course, he loves me now too, but for whatever reason, I just don't feel that special. It's not his fault. He still compliments me, but they don't feel real, I guess. They feel hard to believe. And when I ask him, do you think I'm cute? Oh, God. Ah! I know this archetype. I know this archetype of woman. I know it very well. I know it very well. Oh my god. When I ask him, do you think I'm cute? It's always, yes, of course, but sometimes with a straight face. It's because you're bugging the fuck out of him. That's why. That's the reason. It's because you're bugging the fuck out of him. It's fine if we're over. Oh my god. It's fine. You know, it's fine. It's fine away. I don't care. Me personally, I don't care. But I just wish we'd come to that decision. It sounds like you want to come to that decision. Okay, so I think women get stuck in romanticization of the honeymoon period. They do. This is a common thing. So like when you're crushing it's all cute. Like, tell me, have you ever dated a woman? You have a cute start. You know, you get together. It's all very exciting. And then after a while, all she can focus on is reminiscing about that. It's something that I've seen consistently. It's like they get attached too much to the kind of storybook romance that you first experience. Like, oh, I have a crush on you, you have a crush on me. Oh, we're both really like, you know, we don't. Oh gosh, are we gonna like take the risk? Am I gonna ask you out? Oh, how did I ask you out? How was our first date? We were both sort of nervous. You know, butterflies and the tummy effect. That when they actually get like deep into the relationship where it's becoming a partnership instead of some weird schoolboy crush, all they want is like that schoolboy crush, and so they jump ship and jump ship and jump ship so that they can reobtain that, and they conflate the ending of the honeymoon period with the ending of the relationship. And so they keep jumping from one person to the next until something stays consistently exciting, which just never fucking happens, and they end up 40 and alone. That is this archetype. And this weird, like, do you think I'm cute? And then he says, yes, of course, but sometimes with a straight face. What the fuck is he supposed to do? Yeah, of course. No. No, you're being fucking annoying. What are you asking that for? Do you think I'm cute? I do love this comment. Is he supposed to be laughing or crying when he says yes? I mean, I'm not sure you know the passion ebbs and flows of relationships, and it has nothing to do with falling out of love. I think you might just be experiencing the normal feelings of a relationship's life. Exactly as I was saying. Nobody other than you and your boyfriend is going to be able to reassure you. I will tell you, though, that a really good way to make your boyfriend's love fade is by worrying about it to the point where you can't focus on evidence that proves his love isn't fading. Fair analysis. Fair analysis. It's the obsession with the honeymoon period. She says, I guess just to smile at me, or at least have love in his eyes. I don't know. I don't know what that means. Love in your eyes? That doesn't mean anything. That's just your impression of what they're thinking. That reflects on you, not on them. Love in your eyes isn't a physical thing that happens. Your eyes don't glitter. They don't gleam. You're looking at somebody. Your eyes dilate a little bit, but this is like the first date fantasy of like, oh, he's looking at me like I'm the most beautiful girl in the world. It's you. It's you. It's your mentality, not his. Let's see. I31M have been talking to this new girl recently, 33F on Instagram, that I haven't met due to distance, but I really like. Ew, no, gross. Don't Instagram date, you're being catfished. I28F and boyfriend 28M have planned to go to one of his friend's weddings, but he found out recently it was a no +1, so I'm uninvited. His friends hate you. His friends hate you. That's what's going on here. I, female 28, and boyfriend, male 28, have planned to go to one of his friend's weddings in 2026. He first told me and asked me to be his +1 in late fall of 2025. It is now January 2026. I casually brought up the wedding because I was excited about having a trip coming up for us both together. We would be traveling across the country for this event. Also, because the wedding is on his birthday, so we'll be celebrating the wedding and his birthday on this trip. It is only after I had casually mentioned the wedding that he proceeds to tell me that he had recently looked at the wedding invitation again more thoroughly and realized it said no +1s. He then asks me if it was rude for him to reach out to the couple to bring me as his plus one, so I told him it would be rude if he continues to prolong letting them know than he already has, so yes, to tell them. Yeah, reasonable. Don't pussyfoot around it, just ask. It's not a formal fucking engagement. Later that day, the couple had told him that they had invited more people recently, and a spot for me could be available only if someone else can't make it. I understand wedding guest list rules, and I'm not mad about that. My concern is that why is he only finding out about the no plus one rule now? Because that would mean he delayed an RSVP until this year. And how also maybe he didn't feel it was important at all to bring me up to the couple in situations like this. Him being awkward and regarded isn't really his fault. I mean, it is, but like, it's not that big of a deal. Now, RSVPing this late, if I was able to RSVP to something on like 20 minutes before the occasion, I would. So I understand him. This has been an insecurity of mine in our relationship due to past similar situations about feeling like a secret to a circle and the procrastination during plans, events, and traveling. He tends to be a last-minute type of planner. This has me feel like I'm not really included and considered like a partner when he plans things. Whereas I always consider him and his needs in those situations, planning early, letting him know. Okay, that's just a woman thing. Letting him know and notified if anything changes happen right away, considering his personality, low social battery, boundaries, etc. Since the couple has been inviting more and more people, it makes me wonder if he ever told the couple about me, long-term partner. Otherwise, how would the couple and himself feel it's okay not to invite me to on his birthday and to a union of two people / celebration of love? He's a great partner, but okay, so they don't like you. They don't like you. Okay, I so don't believe the myth that like, oh, sorry, we don't have enough room at the venue for you. That's fake. If you slipped in, nobody would notice. It wouldn't like crash the venue. Being one person over is at no way. If it's like oh, I've told the venue that I'm gonna have 250 people and I have to have 250 people, what are they gonna fucking count? Just have another person. So it's probably that they fucking hate you. They probably just don't like you. Otherwise, they would have. They wouldn't have. They probably, they probably put that no plus ones because they don't like you. He's a great partner, but it's only this aspect of him that continues to come up as an issue for me. Gave no actual other instances. I need advice on how to bring up the situation up as a serious one to see if this is me being upset about his lack of being proactive, him approaching these situations with an individual mindset but not as a unit, and him being the factor in any plans that is never set in stone. I can never be fully excited nor fully say out loud how excited I am for myself and other people for a trip because I'm afraid I'll be jinxing it nowadays. You're mentally ill on that one. That's just like weird paranoia. You got your feelings hurt when you brought up an event, and now you think that that's going to happen every single time. But oh, we have a comment here. I think you're getting into your own head about this. How many times has this actually happened that you find yourself unable to get excited about plans? I can understand why this wedding invitation situation feels unfair. It got your hopes up. Wanting your partner to be prepared and genuinely excited for you to meet his friends is a reasonable expectation. From my own past experience with an ex, I have learned that when someone truly wants you included, they are intentional about communicating that and making the effort to ensure that you feel welcome. That's true. Even to the wedding couple. If your boyfriend wanted to attend, especially given that this coincides with his birthday, that you both wanted to celebrate together and requires travel across the country, it would have been important for him to plan more thoughtfully. Now, that's not true. Guys don't plan for travel. They just kind of do it. They wait till like the night before or the morning of, and they're like, all right, I'm going to grab 3 shirts, pair of underwear, optional, and I'm going to get everything else there. I'm just going to, if I forget something, I'll just buy it. Every time that I've gone on a trip with a woman, I'm thinking back to like my old, real bachelor days where I was just doing stupid shit all the time. I would go on a trip and I would bring like nothing, so I gotta zen up. I would go on a trip, I would bring like fuck all, anything. I would just kind of hop in the car and go. And then dating women and interacting with them during trips, they're very particular about everything. They're very high preparation skills. So like you go on a trip with a woman and you're like, oh my god, this thing has happened that I didn't expect, and they're like, oh, I've made plans for this, here's whatever you need. Very skillful, very cool, very nice. And you kind of want to leave them alone while they're doing their planning, otherwise it's going to be bad for you. You just got to let them do it. Don't get in the way. No +1 after 2 years. What? Sounds like he's trying to smash at the wedding and his friends are honoring his request. Don't persuade people. What is this fucking this regard? I gotta say that. I'm gonna check their profile. No, I'm gonna check to make sure that nothing crazy pops up here. Oh, everything's hidden. Everything's hidden, so you can't even see it. Probably some crazy shit. Yeah, wow, what a fucking schizo. Like, yeah, he's probably probably trying to fuck. He's probably trying to fuck, and he's like, you're kind of a drag on that, and his buddies are like, yeah, you're gonna fuck. Like, you need to relax. What can I do about telling my husband? Oh yeah, that you want more of that. Okay. Did something blank in his sleep. Okay. I'm gonna have to screen this one. I'm really gonna. Okay, this is very long. Okay. Okay. I can't show this one. I can't show this one. Oh my god. TLDR, that guy was definitely not fucking asleep. I can't imagine. I can't imagine this one. I don't think this guy was asleep. I think that's some crazy shit. I think that's probably just assault. I mean, granted, I don't sleepwalk or anything, so fuck if I know. Let's see. I, 34M, have ignored my wife's emotional. Okay, I'm curious. I'm a 34. Oh wow, this is a lot. All right, we're gonna do this the right way. This is how you deal with these. I don't actually want to sit here and read this at all. So we put it into Grok, and Grok handles it. Grok, tell me what this is without... Okay. Married 9 years, together with his 34-year-old wife for almost 15. Okay, they have 2 children under 6. He has long known intellectually that others' emotions influence their actions, but have only recently internalized it after an incident with his 5-year-old son, where he recognized his child's annoyance as valid rather than scolding him. This led him to realize that he's expected empathy from others, especially his wife, without reciprocating, often dismissing her complaints by highlighting his own efforts. The relationship is strained. His wife has lost hope in his ability to change, and emotional discussions often cause him to panic, shut down, or argue. He acknowledges neglecting her needs for years and wants to address it, knowing it won't be quick. He's seeking advice on exploring the long-term consequences of his neglect, understanding his wife's... God, this is actually a good guy. He was diagnosed with autism and ADHD. His wife also has autism. Okay, so this is actually a good guy. This is actually the one good guy on this entire subreddit that like wants to do better and is looking to improve himself. Step 1, explain your epiphany and say that you are very sorry. Step 2, the rest. That's actually pretty good advice. Wow. You know what? Good for this guy. Good for this one guy delusion of adequacy. I'm going to check his profile now. CSGO. Okay, he's definitely autistic. Oh, a lot of it is, like a lot of it is in German. Or Dutch. Okay, good for him. Good for him. You know what? If I could upvote, I would. I don't have an account though. Should I, 29F, talk to my boyfriend, 29M, about insecurity due to his previous relationship? He was spoiled? Was spoiled in the previous relationship. Oh, okay. He had a sugar mama. Good guy. What a Chad. I'm actually curious. Okay, so he dated a rich chick. She bought him a bunch of shit. And she's a brokey, and she can't. Okay, so he's not even. Oh, so it's not his insecurity. He's fine with it, presumably. She's just insecure about it because she realizes she's. Get your money up, honey. That's the only way. Otherwise, your relationship is over. Gonna have to get him that new PS5. Problems with partying / trust / cheating. Oh, that's always fun. I gotta screen this one. It's NSFW. Oh, he's got a girlfriend. Okay. Share a car. Lives intertwined. Got it. Staying out late without me with people I don't know. Mostly guys. Oh. Let her know it made him uncomfortable. Okay. Doesn't want to control her. This seems fine. Okay. So she's hanging out with a bunch of dudes, going out to bars with these guys, and she's a little upset about that. She's a manager at a coffee shop. Okay. Yada yada yada. The partying continued and got worse, staying out later and later, hanging around guys who were clearly trying to get with her. Well, the other night she was drunk and went back to her friend's house. They got her the job at the restaurant, and he quote-unquote took advantage of her. Apparently, she only remembers before and after, but says she played a part in it. Okay. I have heard all this from someone else, and she will not talk to me about it or give me... Okay, she cheated on you. Even though I have asked, I just want the full story and some closure. You're not going to get it. Break up with her. Goodbye. Goodbye. Okay. Here's a pro tip. Okay, if you're a man or if you're a woman and you have a significant other, you shouldn't go party with people of the opposite sex. You shouldn't party at all, for the most part, without your partner. Like, that's a bad... So, like, because what do people do when they go party, right? I mean, we've all been young and dumb. Going out and partying is about finding somebody, for a little company. And so there's no point in you doing it. Now, if you want to party at somebody's house, right? If you want to be at, like, your friend's house, have a couple brewskis with the boys, have a couple White Claws with the gals, okay, sure, whatever. That doesn't matter that much. But if you're going out, just don't do that. Just don't do that. Just don't have your girlies night out. Just don't have your boys night out. Or otherwise you end up fucking some other dude and ruining your relationship, like this chick. He should have broken up with her as soon as she started doing this. Honestly, biggest red flag in women. Biggest red flag in men, too. If your man's going out and partying without you, chances are you're going to be single very soon or in a relationship where you're just ignoring impropriety. Okay, let's see. Speaking of Speaking of which, my 26F boyfriend, 27M, is uncomfortable with me going on my best friend's birthday group trip. One of the people attending is a guy. I had a guy I was fucking. Okay. Yeah, don't do it. This is a lot of words for I'm being a fucking idiot. I actually don't need all these words. Can I actually, hang on one sec. Let me make some alterations here. Not that. Page source. Okay. Wow. Page source on Opera is actually terrible. It's actually so bad. Oh, inspect element. There we go. Yeah, let me make some alterations here. And then we'll retake a look at it. Yeah, I'll let you guys watch this. We'll do a couple alterations here. So we're gonna get rid of that. What is it? Control Shift C. Okay, Control Shift C. We're going to get rid of that. We really don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need that. That's a bunch of nonsense. That's a bunch of yapping too. We're going to get rid of that. That's a bunch of nonsense. Nonsense. We're going to get rid of that. Nonsense. We're going to get... Now, we're going to keep this one. But we're going to make a couple of changes here. Here we go. Oh. There we go. Oh, see, now it makes perfect sense. It's actually, yeah, look, why can't your boyfriend go? The first, literally a valid question. No response. No response. 22 hours, no response. She wants to go on this for a very obvious reason. So, good luck to her. She can do it single. Break up. Advice on my boyfriend, 21M, and I, 19F. Oh, Reddit would hate that one. Or, let's see if there's any comments about that. Okay. Let's see. I want to find a good one. Friend 23F confessed feelings for me. 24M on a night out. What a Chad. I was caught by surprise, having not really felt she was into me like that at all. I didn't really know how to respond in the moments. Keep in mind, a lot of alcohol was involved. We ended up dancing and vibing the rest of the night. Have not gotten a clear up what this means yet, but I'm afraid to do so, even though I'd like to get her to know her better. It just feels hard to start a relationship from that kind of start. Advice on how to let her know I'd like to see her again. My toast too buttery. My steak too delicious. My lobster too buttery. Some men have it all and drown. Other men silently dehydrate. Okay. Quit being a pussy. That's it. That's it. Quit being a pussy. That's step one, probably. Boyfriend is silently breaking apart. Okay. I-30F am struggling with my husband's corn addiction. Yeah. Tell him to stop. Tell him to cut it out. You're gonna have to put in some work for it, too. Gotta keep him preoccupied. I-22F feel like I'm growing apart from my boyfriend 22M of almost 4 years and don't know what to do. Okay, started dating at 18, so that's probably not the greatest. Okay, started dating in high school. Oh, yeah, there it is. At the beginning, he was attentive, funny, and very motivated. He put a lot of effort into our relationship and into improving himself. That's what made me fall in love with him. Ooh, see, that's, see this right here? This is it. This is all you need to know. An action made you fall in love with somebody? Like something about the person made you fall in love with them? See, I'm from the school of thought where you don't fall in love with stuff about a person, you fall in love with the person. So if the things go away, like it does in this case, then you still love the person and it doesn't matter. But if you love things about somebody, then you don't love them, you love those things, and you can replace those things, but you can't replace the person. Wow, that's deep. Breakup. Anyways. Academically, I never struggled much. He wasn't a bad student, but he wasn't outstanding either. After we started dating, he began to try harder and became a top student, which I really admired. I skipped the school year, graduated earlier, and started studying engineering at a good university in my country. He wanted to study engineering too, but didn't get the required admission score, so he chose a business-related degree instead. Oh, poor guy. I'm now in my 3rd year of engineering, and my workload is very demanding. Meanwhile, he seems to have lost motivation. He's failing some of his classes. This isn't the main issue, but it made me start seeing our situation differently. Emotionally, things have also changed. He used to be thoughtful and attentive. Now I have to remind him of our anniversary. He's an average guy. He's an average guy. The world killed him. He's got no hope left. He's crawling through. Now I have to remind him of our anniversaries. He's the average guy. That's what it is. God, you know, funny story. There was this one time, me and my ex, we were in a long-term committed relationship. We wanted to get married. I'm not good with dates, but I am like autistically obsessed with studying politics. So I'm really good at political dates. And I could not remember our anniversary. And so she had come to me one day and she said, hey, you know, what day is our anniversary? And I said, I can't remember. I'd have to check. I had it written down. I said I'd have to check. She's like, no, it's okay. When was the Capitol riots? I said, January 6th. You know, and she was like, that's our anniversary. I was cooked from the start on that one. That was a setup. That was dirty. The game was rigged from the start. Hang on, I gotta turn off the space heater. It's getting to the point where I'm dying. Whew. At least I know it works. It does work. Okay, anyways, yeah, so apparently my anniversary with that gal was on January 6th, which was very unfortunate for me. It was a good setup, though. You know, it was actually kind of impressive that she checked that out. Anyways, for a while, he would only text me late at night. After we talked about it, he said he would distance. Okay. It was another gal. Okay, where did this go? He used to wait for me after classes, even when they started very early. Now he sometimes makes me wait for hours, even though he's already free. He used to talk a lot about building a future. Now he seems comfortable just letting things happen. What a guy, dude. Oh my god, that's so fucking real. There was also an issue with a childhood friend of his for a while. Okay, so this is where she comes in. For a while, he would only text me late at night. After we talked about it, he said he would distance himself from her, but that never really happened. Since then, I felt like I'm no longer a priority. I still care about him and value the years we've spent together, but I feel emotionally exhausted and conflicted. I feel like I'm growing and moving forward while he's staying in the same place, and I don't know what the right next step is. My question is, how can I approach a serious conversation about feeling emotionally disconnected and growing in different directions in a long-term relationship? What are healthy ways to communicate these concerns without causing unnecessary conflicts? I'm going to give two answers to this. One of them is going to be very serious, and the second one's going to be break up, because that's always the answer to these. The first one is, you're going to grow apart if you don't intentionally grow together. This is the risk with like young relationships where you start dating in high school or something, is that there's so much development that goes into a man, especially, that he will be a completely different person 2 years out, 3 years out, 4 years out. He will change radically. And if you're going to be in one of these relationships that starts very early on, you're going to have to learn to accept. You're going to have to learn to accept, like, the person that he's growing into. And you should, because you love him. You don't love the things about him. If it's a good relationship, you love the person, not the particulars. Now, if that person ends up being a bad person, right, because that happens, some people turn into bad people, then you're going to have to find a way to deal with that and handle that. But for now, this seems like he's just getting beaten down by the world, which happens to every man. Every man goes through the period of lounging around all day, doing nothing, feeling hopeless, and it takes a while for that spark to come back. And you should break up. It's always the answer. It's always the answer. But if you really want to talk to him, literally take this Reddit post, copy and paste it, and just be like, hey, this is what I'm thinking about. I think people overthink these things. You should just have uncomfortable conversations with the people that you love. Otherwise, you're, ooh, this is something near and dear to my heart. This is something near and dear to my heart. Me, 18F, struggling with my boyfriend, 19M, with bipolar disorder. I am bipolar. I used to have manic episodes. It's under control now, but it's something that was fun for the women in my life. Okay, so, she's Indian. Gotcha. Strict parents. He's white with lenient parents. So some subtle signs of his BPD came out. His biological mother had bipolar disorder, and BPD means borderline personality disorder. I don't know what the abbreviation for bipolar is, but I don't think it's that. Anyways. In December, I made a mistake of talking to a guy. No flirting or cheating happened. Mind you, I met him off Instagram, and he was Muslim and lived like 16 hours away, and said he doesn't do relationships, and that's why I thought it'd be fine to be friends. I had only talked to him for a day and told my boyfriend about it. My boyfriend does not like guy friends. He says it's cheating. Okay, that's a... Okay. Navigating male and female friends, same-sex friends during relationships is very difficult because obviously you don't want to give off any implications of impropriety. So what I always recommend is that if you're a guy in a relationship, don't hang out with women alone. So if you're ever going to hang out with women, bring your significant other so that they can be present. Never be in a closed room with a woman. And never do anything one-on-one that could be like dating. So going out to get coffee with a woman, don't do that. Going out to the bars, definitely don't do that. But saying it's cheating just to talk to another guy, that's kind of a red flag to me. That screams like very insecure. He's not wrong, but at least he has friends. I only have him and my friend who is now in college, whom I barely talk to anymore. I do not have a single person to talk to. Okay, so she's lonely. She needs to make some. She needs some gal friends. But because of the situation, he's been a lot meaner. Even after showing him proof and everything that nothing weird happened and I blocked the guy, he sticks to his decision that I cheated. Oh my god. Talk to a guy online. Say, hey, I talked to this guy online. And you're like, he's like, you straight up cheat. Holy fuck. After convincing, he gave me a second chance. This lasted 20 days before he just said, just leave me. I'm not capable of relationships. My bipolar disorder can't handle all this. I'm manic every day and there's no spark. I kept begging and begging. That sounds like an excuse to me. I kept begging and begging that I can be better for him, and that I can be there for him, that I feel a spark and I still love him. It's just I felt like we always argued, but I knew deep down that we still loved each other. After that, I felt completely drained and confused. I had spent so much time reassuring, trying to fix things. He's just using this as an excuse. This sounds like an excuse. Nobody who's manic says, I'm manic every day. I'm really suffering from mania right now. Like, yeah, you do get like moments of clarity, but like that doesn't sound like if he's got bipolar disorder, go get medication. Go get a diagnosis, go get medicated, go to therapy, do whatever you need to do, avoid triggers. But this weird shit of like, oh god, you just have to leave me, slut. Like, what? That's weird. Oh, so they broke up. He broke up with her. And oh yeah, okay, so he's just crazy. But then he gets pissed later and tells me to go the fuck away and stop texting me, so I do. The switch up in his emotions, I don't know how to help, and he genuinely says he wants me back. Okay, now that could be bipolar. Okay, maybe there is some truth to that. But it's on him. It's on him entirely. Your mental health is not somebody else's problem. It's your problem. You need to handle your mental health and do things to better yourself. If your mental health is negatively affecting the people around you, that is entirely your fault, whether or not you're actually capable of stopping it. That's the truth. That's the truth. If something happens because you're mentally ill, then you need to do something to remedy that situation and take responsibility. If you're constantly manic, you have to go to the doctors. Go talk to a doctor. Let me see if there's any... Yeah, there's no mention of medicine except unmedicated. Yeah. There's no mention of medicine in here. So, yeah, his fault, truly. Breakup. Stay broken up. That's the only way. Don't get back together until he gets help.